live in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Matt Hernizen.
Yeah, what's up? What's up?
Yeah, baby. Here we go. Big shout out to Ike. We got Larry in the building, Solo's in the building, G-Man's in the building, and we got my man Matt. Man, Matt, welcome to the Undefeated Goats Podcast Show, man. Love to have you here, man. Can you really tell us about yourself, how you got into the business, and just some overall information, please?
So I mean, I grew up locally here. I was a minor professional hockey player.
What position do you play?
I was a forward.
Okay.
I played a little bit of everything. So, after that, my dad and I started a business. He was in a car accident, and I was, looking for some alternatives to opioid use and that. So we started a CBD business, and we've done that for 6 years now. And about 2 years ago, Frontier came online, and through the contacts that we had with John Goose here at Goose's Lounge, he said, you guys might be a good fit for selling this product. So I met with Rick and Ryan.
Rick and Ryan, right?
Rick and Ryan.
Shout out to Rick and Ryan. They're also owners of Frontier Cigars.
Rick and Ryan, you guys will be happy to know that you've sponsored a Corona XL
there you go.
Russian cream and sweet aromatic smoke fest here at Goose's Cigar Lounge today. So we got about 15 people trying them out here that are premium cigar smokers. So we're anxious to hear what they have to say. But anyhow, I met with them. It did seem like a product that I could push and sell to the people I was already dealing with. I was always selling to tobacco buyers. So I started to present it not knowing a whole lot about cigars or mass market cigars especially. But I've learned about as much as you can possibly learn in 2 years from Ryan and Rick and especially John here, who has extensive history with Black and Mild. As many of you know, John Middleton Cigars. He built that brand. So he saw something in Frontier. We saw something in it, and it just became a good relationship for us. And we're about to go to our second TPE in Vegas with them this week. There he is.
Hey! Vegas! Baby, we can't wait. Vegas, here we come, baby. That's right. We'll be there Tuesday.
Yeah.
Will Rick and Ryan be there too?
Ryan's going to be there.
Ryan's
I think
gonna be
Rick's
there?
taking off this year. He heard you were coming and he had to stay.
Hey! You know I'm going to come tear up. And I think we're staying in the same casino hotel, right?
We are. Yeah,
we are?
Yeah, I think we're at the Venetian.
And the Venetian, yeah. That's
Yeah,
like the Motel 8, right? I mean,
yeah.
that joint is nice, right?
Yeah, I'll take it.
And your wife will be there, and your family members will be there, so we're gonna have a great time, right?
So it's
dinner on you 3 nights out of the week.
You got it.
Yeah. I can't wait. Yo, Vegas, here we come, baby. Frontier Cigars will be live in the building. Gary's chopping at the bit. You got a question for Matt? Go ahead, Gary.
Yeah, Matt, what made you think about something like this? Because this is actually a nice smoke. It's not a premium, but it's a very nice smoke for the price point.
Yeah. So, and that's something that these guys, Rick and Ryan have been in this world for a long time. They were on the premium side, and they did some cigar accessories for a brand like Tommy Bahama, which you guys are all familiar with. So they have about a decade of experience with that, and they kind of said, "What's next?" And the mass market side is just so much bigger. So with what you're smoking there, which is one of our XL Corona size cigars, that's a Connecticut wrapper, and they're gonna use all the clippings that they use from that premium line inside that cigar.
Nice.
Right. The other thing is, it's not super overpowering with flavor, right? They use premium ingredients. It's all natural. So that's what's really speaking to you there, not anything kind of added into it.
So what you're saying is I'm smoking a Benz, but it's actually packaged as a Hyundai G.
Yeah, it's a high quality cigar in a value pack. That's what we're looking for. Absolutely.
Gary, what's wrong with you, man?
What you saying, man?
What
I mean,
you mean?
I'm getting great quality out of You know, what we would say is a different cigar.
Now, aficionados and connoisseurs, Isaac, how do you feel about that Frontier cigar there? I mean, because you're a connoisseur, man. You're all over the place. Shout out to Jersey. I know that you're a Philly native, but how do you feel about that cigar right there for the first time tasting and trying a Frontier cigar?
It's a good quality taste.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good quality taste.
Yep.
And for the bang for the buck, can't beat that.
No, and that's, I pitch it a lot of times. I mean, especially to guys like yourselves who are premium cigar guys. If you're going out boating or you're going out golfing, if you're mowing the lawn, doing something that might be a little bit, you might drop it, you might step on it or something like that. You're not going to be too upset. This isn't a $20 cigar.
I would be upset.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's a great compliment,
Yeah.
and really it just comes down to the quality. I mean, really that's been the whole point of Frontier from the beginning. Whether it's the XLs or the Cheroot cigars that we have, which is a rough cut, kind of the Clint Eastwood type cigar, as we say. Many people are familiar with the backwoods. Well, we're in the new frontier now, guys. Right? These cigars right here are again a value price, but they're using all premium ingredients. I'll tell you right now, the other guys are not using Pennsylvania broadleaf wrapper on these cigars. So when you're smoking this and you're looking for a nice, quality draw that you're getting, it's not getting stuffed up on you. It's not plugged or anything like that. These they are huge leaves. There's something in this space known as the alternative use. Okay. And that right there, whether you're rolling something in there yourself or you're smoking it as a true blue cigar user, it's going to provide you exactly what you're looking for, which is a nice even burn. It's not going to be overpowering in flavor, but it's going to have some to it, and you're going to like it, I think, is what you'll find. The other thing that is a little bit different from the other guys is we use a resealable pouch. So your stuff will stay fresh, whether it's that 3-pack that you guys are smoking right now or a 5-pack of Cheroots. You can seal this back up. I mean, Ziplocs has been around for a long time, right? There's no excuse not to have a Ziploc pack right now to keep your product fresh. So Frontier is doing all the right things to keep people, with a good quality product. They're not selling something to somebody that's not going to work. And that's what we noticed in them, and that's why we've stuck with them and really kind of launched this brand with them.
That's excellent. Now, I mean, moving forward, I mean, I know that we are 2022. I mean, that is a year, Solo, right? That we're in right now. Is it 2022?
Yeah.
Last time you checked?
2022.
Before you can ask that question, man, and I'm not talking trash about any other, but I'm challenging any single city, any single neighborhood, urban, global, to try this. We're not using this stuff no more, man. We're using Frontier cigars. So make sure if you tried anything else, the new type of leaf and cigar to try right now in 2022 is Frontier cigars. Go ahead, Solo. I'll go ahead and let you get your question in. Go ahead.
The question I have is, moving forward, what other products or lines are you trying to tie into it as far as, flavors or...
Yeah, so that's a great question. Right now with the Cheroot line, we have the top 4 flavors in the category: the honeyberry, the honey, Russian cream, and sweet aromatic. We also have in the XLs, we only went with the top 2 flavors. If you notice, we just have the Russian cream and the sweet aromatic. So,
and I think that's what the Russian air. This is really nice.
Yeah, right. It's not overpowering.
Absolutely.
But
this is what I would call a daily smoker. You can smoke it first thing in the morning, driving to work, or as you said, cutting grass.
Exactly. It's not overpowering if you're doing something that it's you don't need to sit in a chair and just sit there. So. The big push right now, frankly, for us, there are some new things on the horizon. We do have cigarillo tins here in a 10-pack. They're handmade. We have this nice rack that they come in. We haven't even really begun that process yet.
Totally
what I mean? We've got, we are, and it's out there. But what we're really looking in 2022 is we've done a retailer incentive program. We are pushing pricing right down through to the customer. All right. So when you go into your retail store, you're going to see these at $3.99.
Okay. How much?
$3.99.
$3.99.
right now, and that's like that, guys, is on the 5-pack of the cheroots, right? The rough cut now. Now the one you guys are all smoking, right? The one that everybody here in Goose's Lounge is smoking right now. What do you think that 3-pack goes for? Anybody think?
15,
3-pack?
15, $17.
Minimum
Yeah,
$12,
guys, right?
$15. Yeah.
All right, we're doing that same exact price structure on these for 2022. All right, a retailer incentive program. This 3-pack, $3.99.
Stop. So wait a minute. The 3-pack is what?
$3.99. All right,
Larry.
That's ridiculous.
$3.99, Larry.
$3.99.
That's ridiculous.
you can't beat that.
Wow.
No, you can't.
Okay.
We gotta get those that light it up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we will be lighting it up.
Literally lighting it all up.
Lighting it up.
That's crazy. Larry, did you have a question for Frontier and Matt about the product?
I mean, Solo took my question
Oh,
when it
Solo,
comes to the different
always,
flavors.
man, always.
I was going to ask the different
my
flavors.
fault.
But, you know, that's fine. I mean, he answered it. That was the only thing I was going to ask, different flavors.
Okay.
Have you thought about blueberry?
We have not thought about blueberry, but I know there's 2 guys watching right now that they're hearing you talk. So,
all right.
Yeah.
See?
yeah,
Rick and
absolutely.
Ryan.
You know, we're always looking at that sort of thing on what's new and kind of what's hot. You know, I think there's some talk of a premium type 1-pack, just a natural cigar that's a premium one, again at a value price. But again, right now, as I said, our major push here is to get the cheroots out there and get that low price out to the consumer so that they can try the product. Because we are still in that phase of our business of getting people to try it. Because as you guys are sitting here, you know, hopefully you're not just blowing smoke at me, right? But you know, they are good cigars. I smoke them.
I'll do it.
Yeah, you got me one there, right? I like that. So anyhow, you know, that's what you're looking at here.
Right. I mean, what's great about our panel, man, we got New York in the building. We have Pittsburgh in the building. Of course, we have Philly, Jersey, and Delaware in the building. And the reason why we do this podcast right here at Undefeated Goats is we want to get this out to all the neighborhoods, all the cities, all the cigar lounges, all the different places, because it's great product, man. When we come up with the goats, that means it's the goats. It's the greatest of all time. So it's been a pleasure having you here. We're going to go around and do a quick goats hot seat, which is not bad. This is another question. And I'll start off with the hot seat with the goat, you know, coming at you, Matt. Other than hockey, how and why did you get into this business?
Oh, you know, because I can't work for anybody else.
What you mean?
You got to work for myself, right? I mean, I just, you know, I've had jobs, and when you have a job, you're kind of just building someone else's dream. You know what I mean? When you have your own business, I said it earlier. I mean, you eat what you kill, and that's just the name of the game.
Right.
Our business is a family business. I mean, I live 4 houses from my mom and my mom and my dad. When I played hockey for 10 years, I lived all over Canada and other places. So now I have kids. I'm back home. My wife, you know, homeschools our kids. But, I mean, my kids are in the warehouse some days doing stuff, and they're learning how we run our business. And, you know, they see all facets of it. My mom and my dad, you know, frankly, while I'm doing stuff with Frontier, are able to continue to keep the things that we do and have done for the last 6 years up and running. Without that, you know, and certainly without having, you know, my wife at home who's homeschooling our kids and doing this, that, and the other thing, and then running a Facebook page and selling to people and you know, doing all that, it's better. That's why I got into it. I mean, I don't know if that's the right answer or not, but you know, I get to come here and talk to you on a Sunday, and that's part of my job. I would much rather do that than go somewhere tomorrow morning and sit at a desk for 9 hours. That's just me. And that's, you know, and I mean, maybe that comes from playing hockey and being in different situations and places all the time. But I would rather be doing what I'm doing today than anything else. So I don't really know if that answers it, but
that does answer it. My second hot seat question is, shout out to your dad, number one.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely. Number, my wife, number one.
Your wife. Shout out to your wife.
That's why the wife first. Has your back.
Yeah. And then
Thank you
very
for
close
allowing
second,
us
my
to come
mom
on.
and my dad, like the same exact level.
You got to, get out of jail free card for a Sunday.
You said it, I did.
You know, come out and have a good time. Hey, Mrs., I'll see you in Vegas. Hopefully, we can have a couple steak and lobster dinners together. Hopefully
Yeah, we're paying for it.
But, how did you?
Shameless plug. Shameless.
Yo, and he put it on so that it's forever fermented in, right?
That's right. That's right.
So he can't go back and say, "No, I didn't say
I
that."
didn't say that.
Yeah, that's true.
So, how was it working with your father? How was that?
Hey, it's like anybody working with their dad, right? I mean, I know what he wants. He coached me in hockey growing up. So when other people are like, "What is he talking about?"
Right.
Like, I know.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's good. I love it. I get to drive in a car for 5 hours to West Virginia with my dad, and then drive around 10 hours every day going to stores sometime. And that's part of the job, and we're going around like I'm 10 again, except I'm driving the truck now, and he's taking a nap in the passenger seat. Right. I mean, I'm lucky. I mean, quite frankly, I don't know too many people that get to do that sort of stuff with their dad. And we argue all the time. And we argued in here a couple weeks ago with Goose, right? I mean, that's part of it. We're business partners too. And I respect that he treats me that way as a business partner and not as a little kid, So, but then it's like I said, I get to go out to dinner with him when we're on the road together. I mean, it's just like when I was playing Pee Wee hockey again, which is pretty cool.
Gary, did you have a fire seat question for Matt?
Hot seat question. So your wife homeschools everyone. Homeschools your kids. How many children do you have first?
We have 3 now. We have a soon-to-be 10-year-old girl, a 7-year-old boy, and a 16-month-old boy. And that, he makes it a little bit more challenging for everybody. But he's awesome.
Now, have you had the chance with your children? You said that you work them in a business, that they're learning it. Now, how are they taken to it? Because they get a chance to see you and your father work.
Yeah.
And now you're getting a chance to work with your children. So
I got to go to my dad's office when I was younger. He was in the steel industry, and I could go to I wasn't into that stuff as much when I was a kid. My brother was. He was into what my dad was doing with forklifts, and you know what I mean? My dad kind of ran the show at the steel foundry, but my brother could go in and jump on a forklift or do something like that as a really probably shouldn't have been able to do it as a kid, right? But anyhow, with my kids, it's sometimes it's counting inventory. It's just, and sometimes it's them sitting upstairs and watching TV for a little while. And can I go home? And no, work's not done yet.
Right,
you know what I mean? Well, normally we go home now. Well, doesn't matter. Today the work's not done yet. You know what I mean? So, and then they get to see the other side of it too, where, you get to do different things. If you work hard and you kind of put your mind to it, you can go to the park on a Wednesday afternoon and it's totally different, especially than maybe the way we grew up, but it's, I don't know, it's working.
But you're teaching them work ethic.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. They're either going to, and it's not just teach them, it's, go show them, you know what I mean? Like, do I want to drive 5 hours to West Virginia sometimes to, do whatever it is through a snowstorm or whatever? It's like, no, I'd rather sit here on the couch and watch a movie with you, guy. But, this is what we got to do to make this all work. So, it's great. And with that, then that's why I like working with Frontier, because they kind of have the same values. You know what I mean? I don't like working with people. Like I told you, I don't like working for anyone else. Well, certainly I'm not going to partner with someone I don't like. Right. You know what I mean? And I'm certainly not going to want to go work with them, every day and that sort of stuff. Life's too short. So my kids get to see all that sort of stuff, and I don't really pull too many punches sometimes. And but that's it.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Isaac, did you have a hot seat question?
Do you see your kids taking over the business after you?
Good one. That's a good question.
Hey, Junior, what are you doing? Put that down.
Yeah. Let's go to sleep, Dad.
Shut up, Dad. Drive the car.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. I mean, see, the thing about it is, I don't know what that business is going to look like by the time they get that old. I mean, our business has evolved, right? I mean, I told you guys I was selling a couple CBD products 6 years ago, and now we're sitting here selling mass market cigars. So I do think that. I think that because, again, when I was a kid, even though I wasn't into maybe the forklifts and that sort of stuff, what I saw from my dad was that he was able to take me to all those hockey tournaments. He was able to do whatever he wanted. Now, again, he was out of the country sometimes. He was traveling. He was working, right? But he was able to make that schedule fit so that when it was time for him to do what he wanted to do, he was able to do it. You know, so working for yourself, that was what I saw, that if you work hard, you know what I mean? Then when I want to go to the T-ball game on a Tuesday evening, you know, I don't have to cut out of work early. I'm just done that day. Right. You know what I mean? Like so that's what I took away from, you know, because I remember that as a kid when my dad would travel and be gone for a couple of weeks. That's, you know, I do remember that. And that was as a kid, you know, it is what it is. My kids aren't going to be thrilled I'm going to Vegas this week for a couple of days. But, you know, we're going to go out there, we're going to work hard, and we're going to sell this product to all kinds of new wholesalers and retailers and chain stores. And that's, you know, that's going to keep putting food on the table and paying for keep the lights on, right?
Right. Now, Matt, real quick before I throw it to Larry and then again Solo, can we just briefly touch on the CBD side? Now, what I mean by that, a lot of people have different ailments or have had surgeries or different types of stuff going on in their life. Can you just touch on a little bit on how that affects you and your business and dealing with Frontier Cigars?
Yeah. So obviously, you know, we've always been upfront. I mean, when Goose presented kind of who we were to Rick and Ryan, it was you know, this is what these guys do. And I think that they honestly liked what we did because we were selling, you know, CBD when everyone's, you know, I'm going into a tobacco buyer who's bought cigarettes for 25 years. And he's like, this guy's selling me weed. I'm not kidding you. I used to wear this navy blue tie, right? And it had these little green turtles on it, right? And they were swimming down. Funny. So like the head was down, the legs up, and 70% of the time it was like, are those weed leaves on it? I look them right in the eye. I go, no, they're turtles. What's wrong with you? You know what I mean?
Where's your head?
Get them out of their game a little bit. And because at the end of the day, we were selling a hemp product. It's a hemp extract. So I had to go through this whole process of educating the guy I'm trying to sell it to, and then hope that he thinks I'm not full of it, because I wasn't. Because in order to sell something, I'll be honest with you, I went out and asked Goose a question before this because I need to know. I want to know as much as I can about anything, you know, when I'm selling it. Right. If you have a question, I want to have the answer. And if I don't have the answer, I'm going to go get the right answer. I'm not going to BS you on it. I'll be honest with you. But I try to research everything I can. So with CBD, I had a little experience with it prior to selling it. And then, you know, it worked wonders for my dad. It just became an easy sale because it worked for me and I believed in the product. And then from there, we had customers ask for all different kinds of products that we sell now. And
real quick, Matt, we got royalty in the building.
There we go.
The man, the myth, the legend is here. John Geese, a.k.a. It's his studio right here at Goose's Goats Undefeated Podcast. What's going on, Goosey?
Everything's going good. I'm sure Matt filled you in all on Frontier. And my favorite Frontier is Russian Cream. Matt has smoked many a rooski on the ice skating rinks. So this is my favorite. But Russian Cream it's got a vanilla note to it. It's got a beautiful, nice, rough cut wrapper to it. And it's got that rough end. So when you light it up and you're wearing a good pair of pants, you got to be careful.
Now, Goose, real quick, can you give a kind of recap on how you met Matt and how you got into the Frontier business? Is there any way that you can kind of bring us up to speed?
Well,
after
I first met Matt's dad, and he's lovingly called Coach. He coached.
Can we give it up for Coach?
Many years. Yep, Coach. Coach came in here for many years, and then I met Matt and his beautiful wife Carly,
Carly.
Again, Matt's been saying.
Got your back, brother.
And yeah, it's been a great. I met them through the CBD and hemp business, of which out in Matt supplies a lot of our CBD and hemp out front products that are great products. He's a great distributor for many quality hemp products, which I dare say there's not too many of them out there.
They
There's
sell
a lot
fast,
of-
right? You
a
can't
lot
keep
of
it on the
pretenders.
shelves. Yeah.
And Matt and his dad, Coach, really screen them and make sure that we get quality ones out there. Just like Frontier. It's a quality smoke.
It is.
It's got a great draw. And what attracted to me initially was the bright packaging. The beautiful, bright, color differentiated packaging, which once you get on the shelving, it really sticks out and it tells you what the product is. And like in anything else in marketing, what color is Campbell's soups? Red, right? Red. So coloring is important. In the tobacco business, you got white is usually the flagship brand, green is menthol, and then you have the brown color ones, which are the mild ones, the milder ones. So color really is important in the tobacco industry. So when I saw these packages, I'm a smoker-friendly licensee out of Denver, and when they sent me an email about Frontier, I said, I got to meet these guys. And Rick and Ryan flew up from Florida, and they spent a day and a half with me, and we signed an agreement, and we were very fortunate to bring Matt on board, who really understands the distribution network in the United States. And it's the big box retailers like HT Hackney, which thank God they brought it in and are distributing it, and along with many other distributors in the United States that Matt is very familiar with. So we're fortunate to have him on board.
That's exciting. At this point in time, we were going around doing the hot seat. Larry, did you have a hot seat question for Matt and Frontier Cigars, and then Solo?
You talked about TPE.
Yep.
Is your company going to attend PCR as well?
Are we going to be at PCA?
PCA, the
PCA, correct.
Premium Cigar Association.
PCA.
We'll see. I mean, it's a lot of the major players in the premium cigar business, including Altadis USA, General Cigar, Drew Estate, Davidoff, and I think 16 other boutique companies withdrew their memberships and are not going to the show. They didn't go to the show for the last 2 years. Of course, last year was rough with COVID.
Correct.
They did not go to the show because they felt that their voice wasn't being heard. And when your voice isn't being heard, that's not a good thing. When you're paying dues and you're spending upwards to $250,000 to display at the show. So we don't really fit into the premium cigar category. And that's why they changed their name from IPCPR to PCA. They really wanted the identity of premium cigars.
Right.
But I was vice president of sales for John Middleton for Black & Mild for 21 years. And I always talked upper management, John Middleton, into going into the PCA every year. And Black & Mild is the furthest thing from a premium cigar. But I talked him into it every year. I said, listen, we're a cigar family here. Regardless of whether it's mass market or premium, we're a family. We're a family. We go a lot of times through the same distribution networks, and we should be there. So I kind of had a selfish reason because I could bring my wife and all my friends too, which was a nice thing. But whether we'll be there or not, I don't know yet. We'll see how it pans out. Hopefully those companies will come back into the fold, because we don't need disunity in a industry that's constantly under attack from taxation, regulation. We want to be together, and certainly we want the big players like General Cigar and Altadis USA and Davidoff and Drew Estate to be at the show, so that they're part of the community. So hopefully that'll heal, and if that heals, I can talk them into being.
Well, you need to have them on the podcast first.
Yes.
And then we can make sure that they get out there.
Yes.
Solo, did you have a question?
It's not really a hot seat question.
Okay.
Matt,
That's fine.
what is your out of all of the line, do you have a favorite that is your go-to that
For
smoking on a?
so that's a good question.
I appreciate it.
That's a
I
loaded
try.
question.
I try to. I try to.
So yeah, when I'm just smoking a regular cigar, I do like the XLs because I do think that's a great everyday. I mean, the bargain's there. It's right up my alley as type of cigar. But you know, I passed you guys some of these things just to try out as well. These are just like a nice little dessert cigar. You know what I mean? You don't want a full cigar or whatever. So I do like these, and I like the sweet aromatic. That tends to be the one I end up going back to. It was the one I came in here today with the pouch in my pocket. I think that's probably, you know, my favorite. And that's definitely the one I gravitate to more. Even on the XLs, it's something about that flavor. It's more of a chocolatey kind of, I guess, flavor than the vanilla.
Yeah. I'm enjoying this one immensely. Yeah.
Well, I got to get back out front and start selling Frontier, Kevin. I got to go.
You're right.
$3.99.
Yeah, $3.99.
Because everybody in here that has been, you know, smoking them, they're going to be at the counter in a few minutes. So,
That's right.
Yeah.
And we're going to hand some stuff out, right?
That's right.
We're going to hand some stuff
Guys,
out.
thanks for all coming. Thanks for
Thank you, boys.
We like to thank everybody, man. Big shout out to Matt, Rick, and Ryan. Big shout out to everybody, man. It's Frontier Cigars coming to a city near you. Make sure you go to your C stores right now and ask for Frontier. Like, hey, I seen the podcast. I seen Matt. I got a chance and opportunity to meet him. Where can we get Frontier Cigars? Or you can always come here to Goose's Lounge, 250 West Ridge Pike, Limerick, PA, 19468. 7 days a week. We're right here. Give a shout out to everybody that's in the audience right now that's sitting here watching the show. Thank everybody for coming out, man. Shout out to you, your wife, your dad, and the whole Frontier family. We'll see you guys on the other side. Iya, ha, hi, Frontier Cigars, baby.